KEET-TV and the League of Women Voters of Humboldt County present a forum for candidates running to represent the 1st District on the Humboldt County Board of Supervisors. Viewers may submit questions during this forum by calling 707-445-0811. This forum is being streamed live at KEET.org. And now your moderator from the League of Women Voters, Ann Hartline.
Good evening. I'm Ann Hartline with the League of Women Voters of Humboldt County. I'd like to welcome all our viewers tonight for a live candidates forum with the 3 candidates for Board of Supervisors, District 1. Candidates with us this evening are Rex Bohn, incumbent, Jerry McGuire, and Gordon Clatworthy. The League of Women Voters, a nonpartisan political organization, encourages the informed and active participation in government, works to increase understanding of major public policy issues, and influences public policy through education and advocacy. The League never endorses candidates or political parties. We do take positions on issues after extensive study and member consensus. The League is dedicated to providing impartial information about voting and the political process. Membership in the League is open to women and men 16 years of age and older. League members are serving tonight as question sorters, timekeeper, courier, and phone volunteers. Their names will appear in the credits after the program. Since the majority of our program tonight will use questions called in from the viewers, I encourage you to begin calling in your questions to 707-445-0811. Our volunteers are waiting to take your calls. Before we begin, I'm going to give you a bit of information about the job of Humboldt County Supervisor. The County of Humboldt is a general law county. The Board of Supervisors, which serves as the legislative and executive body of county government and many special districts, consists of 5 full-time members. Each board member is elected by and represents a different geographic area of the county. In order to serve on the Board of Supervisors, a candidate must be a registered voter of and reside in the district from which the member is elected. Pursuant to the California Government Code, the board enacts legislation governing Humboldt County and sets policies for county departments and various special districts. The board adopts an annual budget that provides for programs and services to meet the needs of the community and to achieve the strategic priorities of the county. The strategic framework adopted by the board is intended to provide a strong, workable plan that guides the county's work and makes our efforts as effective as possible. The board also hears appeals of Planning Commission decisions and considers general plan amendments. The yearly salary for the job is $104,300 per year. The format for tonight's forum will be as follows. Each candidate will be given a maximum of 1 minute to respond to questions previously sent to LWVHC or phoned in by the viewing audience. Questions will be screened by LWVHC members to eliminate questions of a personal nature and to prevent duplication. At the end of the question period, each candidate will have the opportunity to make a 1-minute closing statement. The candidates have drawn lots to determine the order of those closing statements. And now we'll begin with the question portion of our program. Again, the number to call with your questions is 707-445-0811. Our first question will begin with Rex Bohn. So, our first question is, what are your qualifications for the job of supervisor?
Well, I've got experience from the last 12 years, but before that, I've had the benefit of basically living in Humboldt County my whole life, and a good portion of that in the 1st District. And with that, other parts of the county, and with working my whole career here, mainly for family businesses, but a couple other businesses, I was able to traverse the whole county, you know, Oric, Hoopaw, Orleans, all the way down to Garberville. So I had the generalization of knowing the county very well and quite a few people. So the biggest part about this job is it's not living here a long time, it's getting to know everybody here So when they have a question or an issue, they feel comfortable in calling, and they can get in and get their problem fixed. And I've been well known that to handle those problems on a very quick basis. I answer phone calls, and I work pretty hard. I work 7 days a week, and people know that. And I like the job. It's fun. Thank you.
Gordon Clatworthy, your response, please.
Well, first I'd like to thank the League of Women Voters, KEET-TV, and all of you at home who are watching this during Valentine's Day. Civic engagement and chill. Let's see how that works out for us. I'm a Coast Guard veteran. I'm the progressive candidate. I've overseen millions of dollars in federal funds. That gives me experience with effective budgeting and resource allocation. My platform focuses on addressing community needs, such as housing, healthcare worker retention, and support for our farming community. My vision is centered on an innovative and sustainable policy that will reflect the region's richness and inclusivity.
Jerry McGuire, your response, please.
My response basically is my background is construction, usually bigger projects. We have some big projects coming into the area. We have these wind generators. We have this fishing manufacturing out there at the peninsula. And I feel some of these here projects need somebody with experience to actually look into them, make sure that it is benefiting the area without having any repercussions that are negative. I grew up the street here, so I'm well aware of the area and what's going on. It's just a matter of, I think some of these regulations and rules should have a little bit more input into see what is actually happening, who has control, who doesn't have control, who has the actual say-so, and what policies are. Thank you.
All right, our next question, we'll begin with Jerry McGuire. And the question is, what is your stance on Measure A? And please explain.
I haven't looked too much into it. I think Measure A is a matter of marijuana industry up here, and it seems to me that the industry is being regulated to where the small mom and pop farmers are basically pushed out. It'd be nice to see that we make it a little bit easier for the people that are smaller, not the big corporations come in here, and give the people that are small mom and pop situations a little bit more easier way to get in, get their little product, make Humboldt County back to what it used to be. It used to be famous for its marijuana growing, and I think that's what Proposition 2 is all about. Thank you.
Rex Bohn, your response, please.
Measure A will kind of gridlock government. We've got our sheriff opposed to it. I mean, we've got the Democrats, the Republicans, and the Green Party all agreeing no on A, and I think that's a first that they all agree on anything. But with that being said, it creates a legislative flaw that allows too much. We will never be able to implement it. We will spend all our time in courts, and it'll take too long to defend, and nobody got to see it when it was written. And just recently we have found out that the proponents, the people pushing Measure A, have now said that they will be able to go after other agriculture with their processes on water and generators and everything else. And that includes dairy, beef, logging. So it ends up being a Trojan horse that they're using cannabis for. And I think the No on A committee's done a great job getting the word out and educating the public that it's not a good policy to vote on that.
Gordon Clatworthy, your thoughts on the matter, please.
Yeah, one of the first things I did was come out in opposition of Measure A before it was even called Measure A. It's a terrible, it's a terrible law that they're trying to pass. It prevents cannabis farms from building any new, anything new, including if they wanted solar panels or let's say they got some of those that equipment that makes humidity into water, so they're not using as much water resources. It would prevent them from building that. Light deprivation, so putting tarps over plants would change to mixed light, which would double the taxes that those farmers are paying. It's terrible all around, and vote no on Measure A.
For our next question, we will begin with Gordon Clatworthy. And this is kind of a double-part question. What actions can be taken to eliminate flood risk and damage in Elk River? Should the county pass a forestry ordinance with surety bonds that enforce the federal guidelines?
So with flooding, you know, we're going to have more extreme storms due to climate change. So what we need to do is start clearing out distributaries and tributaries with all the debris and silt that's built up. And we need to make it easier for rivers to flow outside of paths that are going to cause damage. They're doing a great job. Removing those dams is actually going to limit the amount of flooding that happens. But yes, we do need to follow federal guidelines and enforce those guidelines to prevent flooding around Ferndale and all the other places that can be hit.
Jerry McGuire, your perspective on this, please.
Unfortunately, the flooding in the Elk River area basin is basically substantially due to the high tides we have in the bay. To fix it, there's really not much fix except for making the waterways that exit into the bay with higher berms on the sides to allow that a little bit more protection in the flatland. Like I said, unfortunately, you can't change the high water coming in, and that basically stops the water from going out. Changing the cleaning up the sloughs and stuff like that, it's not going to do much to enhance the improvement. But unfortunately, it's almost a matter of somehow down the road we'll have to look at relocation, because you're not going to change the way the bay is increasing in depth. So, thank you.
Rex Bohn, your thoughts, please.
And I've spent a lot of time at the Elk River. In fact, actually, I think I'm just shooting up March 28th. I think we're going to have a community meeting with water quality. Caltrout, who's been studying it for the last 12 to 14 years. I think people are tired of the studies and they want to see something happen. With that, we need to clean out some of the plugs along the way. We need to allow the silt to move. There is a high generation of growth of brush that needs to be cleaned out. And with that said, we've just started $100,000 from water quality, plus what we're doing is rebuilding the road at Dead Woman's Curve and down to Burr to see how we can improve access that way. It's been flooding that way for 60, 70 years, but what has happened now, it flooded this year quicker than we've seen it ever, and it became more devastating this year. So we need to maybe speed up the studying and get a little more work done and work with both ends, the lower end and the upper end of the Elk River, to get actually something done to save their property values and their safety.
Our next question will begin with Jerry McGuire. How would you address the problem of homelessness countywide and in your district?
I feel that the homeless situation in this area is quite large. They are building little houses for some people that are homeless, need a place to live. I feel part of the solution is if we could find an area where we could make a little community for the homeless, give them clean water, give them sanitation, give them a shower, make it to where the people are not so much on the street, but do have the facilities that are available for the average person. It wouldn't be that expensive and it wouldn't be that bad. I mean, sanitation can be done by portable units, showers can be brought in by portable units, and give them an area where they feel comfortable to where they're not out there homeless, because I feel most of the people are homeless. Unfortunately, they're not homeless, they're free. Their sense of freedom is basically based on not having to have the responsibility of having a home. So therefore, just give them the creature comforts that make them feel responsible for themselves. Thank you.
Gordon Clatworthy, your thoughts on this issue?
Well, you have to remember that there are multiple types of people that are homeless. Not everybody spinning up on the street is the only type of homeless. There are people that live in their cars or are camping or spending time with family, crashing on couches. They're working, they have jobs, but they can't afford a place. So we need to build low-income housing. That's got to be our main priority, is to get people into housing that they can afford and to get them off streets. Thank you.
Rex Bohn, your response, please.
Well, and I think we've been fairly successful, nowhere near successful enough, but some of the permanent solution housing that we've been building, just 2 weeks ago, our point in time count showed that there has been a drop in houselessness folks on the streets. With that being said, we have built probably around 450 units the last 6 years. We have the Mother Bernard house that I worked on a lot, and that's coming through, and that's going to be 42 units with 6 supportive units of people coming out of the hospital. So they'll have a place to stay coming out of the hospital. And with that, I've always been proud of the work I've done with Betty Chin over the last 20 years. And recently, we did the Betty Chin Village down on 3rd Street, and then we moved it to the end of Washington. And that's been very successful. And she is working on another housing unit, and we're going to assist her in any way we can because, I mean, Betty gets things done, as well as our DHHS folks. We spend about, oh my gosh, it's a huge number with the Home Key project and with the states. We've used a lot of money and we've been successful so far.
All right, our next question will begin with Rex Bohn. What is your assessment of healthcare services in your district and county-wide? What improvements or changes would you advocate for?
Well, we're suffering the same thing everybody's suffering. Shortage on doctors, shortage on mental health technicians, shortage on nurses. Thank God for Cal Poly and College of the Redwoods bringing back the nursing programs. And then 3 years ago, we started an internship program that brings in 6 new doctors every year to work in Open Door, Redwood Memorial, St. Joe's, Mad River, and they're all working together. And there's about a 55% retention rate, 60% retention rate. So every time, if we can keep 3 of those doctors over a 10-year period, we've kept 30 doctors. So this is, as we move forward with the internship program, promoting our area and bringing people up here and to do their services up here has been successful. But with everything else, just like they're doing, across the state, across the nation, there is a big shortage of healthcare workers, and especially on the medical end. So we need to work for them, and we've got people working on it every day.
Jerry McGuire, your thoughts, please.
Well, the healthcare is definitely needs more people working there. Perhaps there's a way that it could actually increase their wages or give them a little bit of benefits. I found out through just experience of different people going to the emergency rooms, it seems like sometimes there's a long wait when you do have a problem. At that point in time, they just need more people actually working. The programs themselves they're very beneficial, and I agree with Rex in the sense that they are making progress, and the country basically has a shortage of workers, doctors, nurses, programs that actually enhance this. So at that point in time, I think it's a study that try to find out an easier way for people to come up to this area. I know probably this area is one of the areas that have the lowest per capita income, so that might be a downfall there. Maybe try to increase what they get paid. Thank you.
Gordon Clatworthy, your thoughts, please.
More than half the county's budget goes toward health care. We have budgeted positions that are unfilled. And one of the problems that we have filling those positions are it takes a long time to recruit people. So we'll have doctors that will apply, and then it might be 6-7 months before we say, hey, you've got a job here, and other more competitive places have already grabbed that talent. But we also need housing for our medical staff, and housing is, again, one of the main keys to what I'm running on. So one of the reasons that we're spending so much time or so much money on our healthcare is, we have people that are homeless that are going into the ER. that are going back out on the streets, getting reinfected, and not being able to get their treatment. So, you know, we need to get housing for them too.
Our next question, and we'll start with Gordon Clatworthy. What can be done to enhance fire resiliency throughout the county and in your district?
So one of the best ways to help with fire resiliency is not only teaching people about defendable space and being there to help clear defendable space, but prescribed burns are really important. That helps with fire resiliency, and it also kills ticks and fleas, which are a big problem everywhere in Humboldt County. So we really need to get back to the old system of prescribed burns, and that's going to help us with fire resiliency 100%.
Rex Bohn, your thoughts, please.
Well, the nice thing about Humboldt County, and basically through our planning and building department and Sabelle Emmett, we've been, our fire safe councils, all the way from Jacoby Creek out to Willow Creek to Shelter Cove, are all on record as being some of the best in the state. And they've been doing defensible space for years, and it's shown. It's shown. You realize we haven't had some of the stuff over on the eastern side, especially, you know, back towards Hoopa, Orleans and stuff, but we haven't had any major burns, a little bit of Ket and Palm and that area coming in from the south, but we haven't had major burns because we have worked on our defensible space. And I'm proud of the way the county has worked with that. And as we move forward, it's becoming a, you know, I was on the courthouse, or actually the state steps 7 years ago, trying to get 30 more CDF fire trucks before this all hit the fan, and was successful in that. Stood by Senator Mike McGuire, and we were able to get more equipment for CDF and allow them to further what they need to do.
Jerry McGuire, your response, please.
My experience is cutting firewood up in the hills. It seems like a lot of these areas which are owned by BLM or the lumber industry, big companies, they all got gates on them. Well, that means that people aren't in there really managing them in the sense of allowing them to go in there and do more of a maintenance by underbrush cutting, cleaning up areas. That makes a big difference as far as fire control is. And I think that maybe a little bit of pressure could be given to, you know, make more money for, like Rex says, the Forest Service to have management programs in place, and also have the bigger lumber companies that BLM or lumber companies that do own these large parcels, have them go in there, be a little bit more responsible of cleaning up and keeping them a little bit safer for the public, so the fires rather be more controlled or at least easily accessed for prevention. Thank you.
Our next question will begin with Rex Bohn. How big a problem is pension debt for the county, and what do you propose to deal with it?
Pension debt across the state is huge. It's a big problem with the county. In 2018, we started doing a separate investment off to the side and getting money from every department, every body we had, law enforcement, and paying into PARS. And PARS has allowed us, it's a little more aggressive on their fundraising and their investments, not fundraising, but mainly their investments. And we're able to get monies back. And as we get these monies back, we're able to keep our PARS rate down. And then in 2012, first year I was on board, we started the PEPRA, which now you have to go to 62 to get 2%. And so that's been about 12 years ago, and that's starting to pay off because we lowered the retirement rates and we raised the age of when you could retire. So that allows us to take our monies that we have and work to give, because we owe it to our employees that we have now, though their money is there, but we also owe it to the people that got us here, our retirees that we respect so much.
Gordon Clatworthy, your thoughts, please.
Yeah, right now we have about $350 million in debt, and it's going to increase about $17 million a year for the next 10 years. We do need more people to start paying into the system. and it is helping pushing back the retirement age. There are people that have been offered early retirement, but I don't think they get paid until they reach that age. But it is something that on a budgetary side, I mean, all the counties are dealing with this, all the state is dealing with this. We do need to keep an eye on it, but I don't see it being as big of an issue as it seems to be made out to be.
Jerry McGuire, your response, please.
My response basically is I don't know too much about this retirement as far as the funding. I think there should be more public input, perhaps have a committee talking to people, finding out what the problems are or how their income is based upon what they've actually worked. It's an issue that I have to check into a little bit farther and actually get more of the public involved. So thank you.
All right, for our next question, we're going to begin with Jerry McGuire, and I'm going to kind of combine a couple of questions that have come in from the viewing public having to do with roads. So one question asks, road conditions are of utmost concern to the rural residents of the 1st District. What are your plans? And then they have some different locations I'm just going to read. So they mention Bullcreek, Panther Gap, Mattole Valley Bridges, Honeydew, and getting the roads in better shape in Honeydew. So I'm kind of lumping these together. I hope that isn't problematic. But Jerry, and let me know if you need me to repeat that. So Jerry McGuire, you're first.
But I think in these rural areas, I mean, we have to really look at the budget. The budget for the road maintenance. There's a lot of roads that have big potholes in them, and I think the road crews are pretty much overwhelmed. At this point, we'd have to actually look at the actual budget for what is curtailed for different areas, see why we can't spend more money on some of these roads that need repairs, at least overlapping them or putting an overlay on top of them, make them to where they're safer. I know that people are pretty frustrated with some of these roads they're pretty bad, but in the same sense, Humboldt County right at this point, I don't think it's allocating that much money towards road maintenance. I think there is some state, federal money probably possible that maybe we should look into and get a little bit more availability towards the money to repair. Thank you.
Rex Bohn, your comments, please.
Yeah, Bullcreek, we were lucky a few years ago we got Bullcreek taken care of, and it might have been the worst road in the state. And when Bullcreek was taken care of it, actually I took Senator McGuire out there to look at it to show him what the worst road in the state looked like, and we actually got action on it and got it paved. And then, as you know, we had quite a bit of slide this year, and the state parks went in and fixed it very quickly. The bridge at Honeydew, it's actually going to bid February 22nd. Why that's a big deal is because 26 years ago we started this project. So, and it's going to go on the same footprint, but the bridge that's there is an iconic bridge, and we want to save that in some sort of form, even though it won't be used as a bridge to transform. And then the other thing we're looking at is a road tax, a half-cent road tax to allow us to raise about $12 million a year to apply just basically to roads to fix some of the things that need to be fixed. And with that, you know, we have the smallest and sales tax in the county compared to what the other cities have. So this would help immensely with our road budget. Wouldn't fix it, but it would help immensely.
Gordon Clatworthy, your thoughts, please.
Yeah, that road tax he's talking about a quarter of all the new cars being sold are electric cars. So that new tax would allow us to pull from state financing to go to roads. But I want to be realistic here. Tom, the director of roads, has said the county needs to pay $50 million every year for the next 10 years to get to the roads to the point where they can be maintained. So that's the repair that needs to happen to get our roads. And yeah, the whole Mattole Valley road system is like an ATV road down there. It's crazy. I need to be realistic with our budgetary woes. You know, we will need to raise taxes if we want to meet that goal, but I don't see it happening. I really don't, not with the budgetary woes that we have.
All right, our next, I probably should encourage you to phone in your questions. Please call in your questions to area code 707-445-0811. All right, for our next question, we'll start with Gordon Clatworthy, and this has to do with offshore wind. So the question is, in regard to the wind farm, are you for or against it? And who will be responsible for the security for those $1 million assets? And will this district benefit from it?
All the districts will benefit from it. I'm a big fan of the wind farm. I wish we could triple the wind farm. I'd rather have 5,000 windmills out there than one oil rig. I think we do need to invest in battery storage. I would love for this system to start knocking down the prices that we're paying for electricity in our county, because it's outrageous. But yeah, I'm 100% for the wind farm. I love the wind farm all day with the wind farm.
Jerry McGuire, your perspective, please.
The wind farm is very interesting. It's one of the projects that I think that somebody should have a little bit of a construction experience overseeing or checking into. These wind generators, they're 900 foot tall. They're on flotillas. It's basically a floating platform secured to the ocean bed with cables. Most people, they think, well, that's great. The per capita, per watt that they're going to generate is not as much as what we're already getting. So it won't be as efficient as people are giving it to. There are two sections that are experimental. They don't know the answers. They haven't really done a full study on what all these cables going to the ocean floor is going to do to the migration of the salmon, to the whales. There's going to be quite an impact that really hasn't been addressed that much because it's an unknown. But I know at some point it is going to have an effect on very much the wildlife of this area. And I do think it is a great idea, but we need to study it and make sure that it's going to be safe. And it will bring more money into the area because they're theoretically going to be built in the bay, so there'll be money for the bay and everything like that. Thank you.
Rex Bohn, your thoughts, please.
Well, I support it. I'm excited to see what's going to come of it. Do I want to see 5,000 of them? Nope. I'll stick right at the 48 they're going to start with, or 50, and then maybe go to 100. Because it is going to be an experiment off our coast, and it's going to be an experiment with our environment and our wildlife, our whales. There's a lot of questions to be answered, and our fishing industry still has a lot of questions. And we still have a fishing industry. So hopefully these 900-foot towers are going to sit in our bay. We'll get to see a rendering soon of what that's going to look like, because we're going to have a complete industrialization of our bay. I'm not saying that's a bad thing. It surprises me some of the people that are supporting it want the complete industrialization. But I think overall it's going to be great for our tax base and our work base. I think it's a great idea. But the other thing we've got to look at is I sit on the ad hoc, workforce ad hoc department on the wind terminals. And we went back to Baltimore and went to a big thing on the windmills. And I think they're going to work, but also realize they're 10 to 12 years down the line.
All right, our next question, and we'll begin with Jerry McGuire. What experience do you have working with local tribes?
My experience is I've been a construction man. I've done basically cement. I've worked with the Humboldt tribes quite a bit with the hospital up there. I worked with the rancheria down where the casino is down south here. Basically, that my work is most of the site work, setting up for the parking, and then the hard construction of the industries that they've built down there. I have also have experience with like the tribes up here because I represented this area back in the mid-'70s for wrestling, and the coach was from Humboldt. So I've known the tribes personally. They know me, and I've had quite a bit of experience working with them. Thank you.
Gordon Clatworthy, your response, please.
I mean, I've worked with tribal leaders, friends with a few members of the tribe. I worked for Blue Lake Casino for a little bit, but I don't think that counts. But it's their land. It's unceded territory. We live on stolen land, and I want to be there for the tribes. You know, they have the rights over this land as far as I'm concerned. So I'm here for you.
Rex Bohn, your comments, please.
Yeah, I've had over the years, both through private enterprise and through this job, the 12 years, I've had a lot of interaction with the 9 tribes that are in our county and filtered into our county, and we do have a fairly good relationship. We try to. They do have certain unalienable rights, as they are the founding inhabitants of this area. And I think as we move forward and as we work with them, I think we're going to find out. We talk about prescribed burn. I mean, they were talking prescribed burn over 100 years ago. So we use some of their tactics and their approaches to it and use them for their guidance. They can bring so much to the table because they can ground truth so many things as we try to make their lives better and try to return some of their lands back to where they feel comfortable where they live. So yeah, I enjoy working with tribes. I know all the leaders of all the tribes. I think I have a good working relationship with all of them.
Our next question will begin with Rex Bohn. What can be done to meet the needs for reliable communication services throughout the county? Well,
as you know, I've been working with Connie Wilson, Connie from up at Cal Poly Humboldt, and Connie Stewart and broadband, and we've been very successful in getting the 299 project. We were able to get broadband put between Petrolia and Honeydew. We've been very successful on those things. Right now, we have a meeting next week that I'm down at in Ukiah, meeting with AT&T about our landlines. I've worked with Frontier quite a bit. They only have 330 customers out in the Petrolia Valley, so we had a big meeting out there. And it's hard for them to spend a lot of money on infrastructure and then come back and get a return on investment. That's the biggest problem. So as we move forward and work with our landlines and broadband and all the other aspects, we have another broadband line coming in, and that's been very successful. I'm also on a state committee for rural broadband, which is going to allow us to go to the hitherlands where it was probably never going to go before.
Jerry McGuire, your comments, please.
I think in this area, it's pretty good the way the situation is now. I think if there are problems, there should be more input from the areas that are represented through this agency here. But as far as what we need to do, I'm not quite sure. I'd have to really have some more public input. Have meetings with the people in the rural areas. Have them come in and tell me what they feel the problems are. If they can't get service, find out why not, and address them directly to the people that need these services, have the services, or don't have the services. Give their input so we can understand exactly what a problem would be. At that point in time, then we can have a direction how to fix it. Thank you.
Gordon Clatworthy, your thoughts, please.
We're going to get screwed over by any company that comes in here to try to provide any kind of services for us. What I think we really need is some community leaders that would be willing to start up their own community-owned broadband networks that we can use for internet, cable, cell phones, and landlines. You know, it can be done in Alaska, so it can definitely be done here in California. But beyond just communication for people, you know, we need to look at why we don't have satellite communication, satellite phones for emergency services. You know, the phone service went out on the Mattole Valley last year for about a week, and people had to drive to the volunteer fire department in Petrolia to even get any kind of service. So satellite cell phone would help.
Our next question will begin with Gordon Clatworthy. How is the challenge of rising sea levels being addressed regarding Humboldt Bay and our Humboldt County waterways, and what more needs to be done?
I mean, there's a lot that needs to be done. We are a coastal county that should be at the forefront of getting money for mitigating climate change. And, you know, there's federal and state money out there specifically for coastal communities. And we could be building all kinds of ways to kind of mitigate the rising water that we're hit with. So we just need to have more focus on it.
Rex Bohn, your response, please.
Yeah, thank you for that. Yeah, we're actually one of the leaders in the state on getting funding. We were one of the first to get funding from the Coastal Commission and the state of California to study sea level rise, because we were so far ahead on studying the fact of where we were going to go, where we were going to get breached, where the problems were first going to arise. I mean, I can remember, close to 9-10 years ago, we had a big meeting at the Wharf, and they were talking about the road between Eureka and Arcata. Do we build a causeway? Do we raise it? What do we do? Do we put a seawall there? Ways to approach this. So as we move forward, we've got a lot of people, a lot of coastal people. We are so fortunate we have Cal Poly. And especially now that they've got a Cal Poly, they've added 12 majors up there. When we have an issue for so many of our departments, we're able to go up there and partner with them, and then partner with CR. We've got great leaders at both schools, and we're able to partner with those folks to attack these situations and see what we can do for sea level rise.
Jerry McGuire, your thoughts, please.
Sea level rise, well, it's something very serious. Studies, it's too late for the studies. Water is rising. Anybody who's living in this area, especially around the bay, can realize that every year it's getting higher and higher every year. What we need to do, I feel, is actually attack the concept of high water with dealing with the feds, the federal government, have them come in and not a study, but actually come in and find some solution. And it might just be raising the seawalls around the bay. I mean, definitely it has to be addressed, and it has to be addressed now, not 5 years for 10 year, 10-year study. We know what the problem is. Let's go ahead and fix it by finding the money. The area is not going to have the money. We're going to have to go federal funding somehow. And everybody knows it's the West Coast of California. We're on the ocean. We need to fix it with a remedy of financing. There's no other solution, I feel, in my opinion, because you can't stop the rise of the water. It's going to, and that's what Elk River and all these other areas. We are on the coast of California. We should be able to get California funding. We should be able to get federal funding. Thank you.
All right, our next question will start with Rex Bohn. What can you do to stimulate new businesses in the district and county?
I think some of the things we have been doing, you know, supporting our AEDC, Redwood Region Economic Development, trying to streamline some of the permitting to allow new businesses to come in. And, you know, as we talk about bringing in new and business to our areas, I think we have to realize that it's about 80% cheaper to keep the businesses that are here. So don't lose the fact that we have businesses here that if maybe if we reach out and we ask them, hey, how can we help you? And it may be something as simple as fixing their road. It may be something as simple as, hey, can I do this addition? So as we look forward to bringing in this new business, we need to realize the businesses that are here need help. 2018 or 19, we hired a economic development director, and we have an economic development department that has about 10 employees, and they have been really working with a lot of new businesses, a lot of the existing businesses, and obviously with offshore wind and Nordic to make the realization of doing business in Humboldt County a reality.
Gordon Clatworthy, your thoughts, please.
Yeah, I want to take a bottom-up approach, and I'm going to say we're going to start with housing, low-income housing. It's working in restaurants. Overhead is really tight, and you know, employees don't get paid that much. So they're working 2-3 jobs to afford a $2,000 a month rental when they could get into low-income housing, let's say $1,200 a month. Now they have $800 a month that they can spend locally, and that's going to help build businesses up. But we have to look at it from a bottom-up approach. We can't go top-down anymore. That system doesn't work. So housing is going to be the answer to that.
Jerry McGuire, your thoughts, please.
Yeah, growing up around here, I've seen quite a change in the bay. I think one of the main things we have as far as bringing industry in, the bay is utilized. It used to be world-renowned. They take lumber and transport it all around the world. If there's some way we can bring the bay back into some kind of highlight of what this area really has to offer, then all of a sudden it's like the internet. You're now worldwide. We need to bring something or find something that industry would like to come up here. Make the bay, utilize the bay, make it to where they can transport whatever product they're making, bring some workers, that the working force would be increased. You definitely would make this area where it's, once again, world-renowned. We could actually utilize the bay for transportation, for all kinds of, the actual industry, well, that's to be found. But I know this area kind of curtails keeping the industry small. Well, let's see if we can find something to utilize the bay and make it world-renowned again. Thank you.
All right. I believe this will be our last question before we go to closing statements, and we'll begin with Jerry McGuire. So I'm going to combine two kind of sort of here. So what do you see as the most pressing needs in your district? And if elected, what would your priorities for your first year in office be?
My district basically is the southern part of the bay, and then southern Humboldt, Ferndale. We do have a problem with the ocean being rising in Ferndale areas. I think that's something that has to be addressed. I think the main thing, in my opinion, would be to find something to utilize the bay. We have an area that could be, like I say, world-renowned, and find some kind of industry or something to bring up here to bring, not as such of a retirement area, but bring it back to where it has a healthy economy again. And I think that can be possible. It's just a matter of finding the right industry for the right situation and bring us back to what it used to be. Thank you.
Rex Bohn, your thoughts, please?
Repeat the question.
Sure. What do you see as the most pressing needs in this district? And if elected, what would your priorities for those needs be during your first year?
Well, my priorities will be to continue with the approach I've taken, and that's being a hands-on supervisor 7 days a week and serving the people as well as I can. As I look forward to serving for another 4 years, there are a lot of things coming up, and not necessarily in my district. I hate to be district focused, because if the county wins, my district wins, everybody wins. And so if something goes in Fortuna, Fortuna wins, but those people may live in my district, and I've got a little piece of Fortuna in my district. But with that being said, I don't think anywhere in there is, as we move forward with the offshore wind, as we move forward with Nordic, there are a couple other industries looking here right now. There's a solar company looking for a large piece of property. And these are running through our economic development department, and we've been trying to find land for some of these industries coming in. So as we move forward, and also our budget. I mean, this is 11 years of a balanced budget, and this is our first year with an unbalanced budget, so we need to get through that too.
Gordon Clatworthy, your thoughts, please?
All right, well, I'm going to combine a couple answers with mine, if that's all right. Number one, housing. We need to build it. We need to work on it. We need to get it done. Number two, access to services, especially in lower Humboldt. The state has earmarked $300 billion for light rail construction. We have rail throughout Humboldt County. It would be great to have a light rail system that goes from, say, Garberville to McKinleyville, and restructure our bus system to get you to that last mile. But access to services and housing, those are really the two biggest needs for our district. And of course, yes, the balanced budget. We've got $13 million that we need to make up, and that's going to take some work.
All right, as we move into the time for closing statements now, I'm going to kind of summarize some of the things that we weren't able to get to, running out of time. There was a question regarding ADA accessibility. This caller would like to know how that might be addressed. People are calling in about lab services and what can be done to ensure that they what can be done to support lab services in Humboldt County. Issues of trash and abandoned cars and meeting the needs of the hungry throughout the county are ideas that have come up. And finally, somebody did ask a question about how you might be able to use your role as a board member to advocate for larger or more state and federal funding. So those are all, there's a whole lot of topics in there that we didn't get to, and part of this is just to acknowledge to our viewing public that we hear you and we want to address your concerns where possible. So that being said, we will begin with our closing statement by Gordon Clatworthy.
Yeah, sorry we couldn't get to all of that. Thank you for being here on this Valentine's Day. I hope it worked out for you. The last day to register to vote is February 20th. If you haven't gotten your ballot in the mail yet, you're not registered or there's a problem and you need to reach out to the Office of Elections. I wish you all well, and I hope you have a wonderful night. It doesn't matter who you vote for as long as you vote, except for Measure A. Vote no for that. Thank you.
All right, Rex Bohn, your closing statement, please.
Obviously, thanks to the League of Women Voters, and you did a great job moderating. Thank you very much for doing that. Yeah, there's a lot of things we work on. I mean, and working on the state and federal levels was brought up, and I think people know that I serve on a national committee. I'm actually a vice chair of a rural action caucus that has about 2,400 rural counties. And then I'm also serving on RCRC, which I have for the last 12 years. As we move forward, there's so much that we're getting done. I really appreciate the staff and the people I work with. I work with some of the brightest, most ongoing people that want to do what's right, and day in and day out they do what's right. So as we move forward, I've got full regard for my staff. I want to thank everybody that clued in tonight and watched us. I look forward to serving you for another 4 terms. It's been the second best job of my life. So I appreciate it. Thank you very much.
And Jerry McGuire, your closing statement, please.
I want to thank the people for tuning in. This is a new forum for me to actually deal with, so I'm a little bit nervous. I know that the United States is a very beautiful place. California has the most Pacific coastline, I think, of the United States. And there's no reason at some point in time the federal union will have to come up and make this high water situation right in the forefront. The high water, the Pacific Ocean is rising, people, and we have to address it. And we have to address it. We don't have the money, the ability to do it here in this county, but we have the most coastline of the United States. Pacific Ocean is going to come and we'll have to deal with it directly. I think one of the main points of importance is getting the federal government to put the money into the California coastline, make it safe for the cities that are here, and give the public self-security, being safe. Thank you.
This concludes tonight's program. I'd like to thank KEET-TV for airing this forum to help encourage voters to participate in government. I'd like to urge all our viewers to consider contributing to KEET-TV. It is through viewer memberships and contributions that KEET-TV can continue to present these programs, which are so important to our community. If you'd like to learn more about candidates and issues on the ballot, please, both statewide and local, please go to the League website, vote411.org. And thank you for watching, and please return your vote-by-mail ballot in the mail, in a secure drop box, or at a polling place on March 5th. Power is in your vote.